How do? Back in Lakes for some more Outlying Wainwrights. It's a gorgeous morning, it's first day of spring. I'm doing a circular today, it's just over 12 miles, 6 outliers. Burney, Blairwith Knot, Tottlebank Height, Walnut, Ewbank and Beacon Fell. And we've just done Burney, that weren't too far from Car. And then we're just dropping down before going back up further on to the second one. I'll bring you back shortly. That's a little bit of road to walk on. So this route starts about 4 miles outside Ulverston, just off at A5092. First one, Burney, it's probably only 10 minutes from Car. And there's a bit of a stretch between that one and Blairwith Fell, which is next, and then I think they're get a bit closer together. So I'm stopping at Ulverston tonight. Managed to get a room at Premier Inn, which I stopped in last month. It's a Thursday, so it's cheaper through the week. I managed to get a room for 45 quid, which is spot on. It's about a 10-minute walk from Premier Inn into middle of Ulverston, but round about halfway there's the Stan Laurel Inn. So that'll be the first pub this evening, and then I think the one I went in next in Ulverston was the Farmers. That were nice, very busy. But I think it was weekend last time I were here. I can't remember. But yeah, it's an absolutely gorgeous day. I've got coat and hat on because it was a bit cool this morning, but it's about 9:15. It's obviously going to warm up, so these will be coming off shortly. Okay, so that's Blythe Fell, and I believe that lump over there is Tottlebank Heights, which is where we're going now. Right, so I jumped gun a bit. I think that is Walnut. That's Tottlebank Height. So I've walked in this area before. We're not far off Cumbria Way path, and when I did that there were slow worms and snakes in the area, and I keep hearing all bracken cracking, thinking is that an adder come to bite me leg, but it's not. I think it's just the sun drying dew out and making bracken crack. But I am keeping my eyes wide open just in case. Partridge. So I'm up to 57 subscribers. Where videos are scheduled, I'd done about 18 before I put any on, so I could schedule them one a week and not have pressure of having to do something every week. Get a bit of a start. I think the highest numbers I've got is 400 and odd for part 1 at West Island Way. But then part 2 is like 200 and odd, and part 3 is 100 and odd, so I obviously got bored. But I'm chuffed to bits with 400 people watching a video of mine, but when you actually look into it and look at the average viewing times, that's when you get very disappointed, because they're clearly not watching all that video. But as you can see, I am the very amateur end. I'll not be troubling such as A Good Bloke Outdoors and Beard Meats Food and Wendell. Their numbers are superb, but obviously they're really likeable and the videos are interesting, so people like to watch them. And then you've got such as Outdoor Boys, whose viewing numbers are just ridiculous, but the amount of effort he puts in when he does these camps out in Wildshire, Alaska, and he builds his own shelter, he really does put work in. Spends hours chopping trees down and building his shelters, so obviously he deserves all success he gets. But yeah, I'll keep plodding on. I think 50 of them 57 subscribers are probably my mother's mates. And I mentioned her quite a few times in my videos, but to be fair, she's my biggest supporter. Wife and kids are really not interested at all. Son's happy when I come on these trips because he gets big settee and Sky remote. I showed my father, I tell my father about this channel, and he had a look. Played one of the videos for about 10 seconds and says, they're boring, nobody's going to watch that. Alright, father. But yeah, I'll carry on. Walnut. And that's Beacon Town. I like to take another layer off as well. It's really warming up now. I'm glad I've got this this top to stop my neck getting burnt. Right, so one to go, Beacon Fell. I think I can see it. Shouldn't be too hard to find because it's bang next to Beacon Town. Then we'll start making his way back. Right, so I've lost path again. It seems to be just like sheep tracks and then they just come to an end. I can see a bit of a path down there, but where that water is, but I can't see really where it goes, but I think it probably just meets up somewhere over there, so I don't know whether to just try and get over this bit or go down and round. It's only there, isn't it? That were a nightmare. Not very pathy at all, but I'm on one now, and I'm just up at top of here you hit the Cumbria Way path, which I know is a proper path because I've walked it. But you can tan. Last time I was here it was like this, but a lot warmer. When I did Cumbria Way, I took a little dip because it was red hot. And then unfortunately, when I got to Stonethwaite, I had to abandon due to horrendous blisters on the soles of my feet. I did come back a few months later, back to Stonethwaite, and completed it. But yeah, I had a little dip in that, which I'll show you now. This is the spot where I had my dip on the Cumbria Way. Well, I said dip. I didn't really have a swim. Something swimming around my legs when I got out there, so I didn't stop in long. Feeling it now, I tell you. My legs and feet are hurting. I think it's about 3.5 miles back to the car. I'm still on Cumbria Way, but just up here, Cumbria Way, forks off to the left to Ulverston, and I go to the right towards car. So as mentioned earlier with our scheduled videos, I've done so many before I started putting them on, so at the moment they're like running to middle of May. We're on 20th of March today, so this video won't be on for another 3 or 4 months, with others that I've got ready to publish. But in 4 weeks I'm going to Scotland to do East Island Way and the Great Glen Way, if I can. So obviously these are practice walks, but what I'm not very good at, I will be different on multi-day hikes, but I'm not very good at stopping and sitting down and having a proper rest. I've only stopped and had a quick drink at each cairn today. That obviously doesn't help. When I do these multi-days, I will try and make a real effort to just stop and have a sit down every 3-4 mile or whatever. I was thinking, is that the path? Oh, I'll go around that way. Look, it is down this way, you know. Oh, that's tempting. I mean, it's not the best path, but you can sort of see where it's going. One concern is I keep passing fresh cow pats. I've not got the energy to be running away from them, so I hope they're either in barn or in another field. Yeah, my feet are wet. Inevitable really. I've done well to keep them dry for this long, but it's not far to go. I'm on sort of a path. I think once I get towards the top of this, I'll be able to see down towards Car, I think. Hopefully, 'cause I need to sit down. Right, so that's the A5092, and that's the road with a cattle grid that I went down from my car. It's behind that lump there, I think. So I think if I go through this gate here, in fact no, I'll stay at it right, just follow down the side of that wall. Looks like there's tracks going to where I need to be. Marvellous. She's dear, look. Right, back at the car. Dry socks and dry shoes on. So it's only 4 miles back to Ulverston. It's 2:45, so that's perfect. I can check in from 3, so straight to hotel. Check in, have a little lie down, shower, and out for a pint. See you in a bit. Good morning. It's another one done. Till the next time. See you there.